is Hope Tabor.
Hey.
We appreciate you taking time out to speak with us here at Christian Outreach of the Piedmont. Hope is a young lady that we've watched grow up in our church here at Christian Outreach, and I must say she has a little quiet spirit about her, but she is very powerful. She's like a quiet storm. She has many gifts down on the inside of her. And one of the gifts that we're going to talk about today with Hope Tabor is a book that she wrote and illustrated called Dear Mr. Son. And a lot of times we have people that have businesses, but they need somebody to run their business, and they have to pay somebody to run their business. So sometimes it's good to know both aspects of having a business and running a business. So I say all that to say that even in writing a book, Hope, not only did you write the book, or you're an author, but you also illustrated it. You drew the pictures. It's not like you said, okay, I'm going to write this book and I got to go find somebody to draw the pictures, or you came with pictures and had somebody to write the book. So I must say that's great talent, and that's a great gift hidden down on the inside of you. And before we just actually talk about the book a little bit, just tell me what inspired you to actually write this book, this children's book.
Well, I didn't know I was going to be writing a book, but I knew I could draw, and I knew I liked to tell stories and write them. So why not combine the two?
Wonderful, wonderful. And now, is your audience, I know for this particular book, it may seem like it's a children's book, but I must say there's some things that take place in this book that was a blessing to me as an adult. So is that a goal that you have, that you just want to kind of direct it to children, or are you trying to reach all people, or are you just taking different steps?
Well, I want to, it's mainly for children ages 3 to 7, but it's good for the parents too,
Yes.
They'll get something out of it.
Yes, I like that. And so the main character of the story is Glover Green. Can you tell us a little bit about Glover Green? I thought that was interesting.
Clover, she's very inquisitive, and she has a wild imagination. So during this whole time, she's imagining that she's sending letters and receiving them from the sun.
All right. Do you find yourself being a little Clover Green at times?
Not really.
Not really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So Clover Green is like the main character in your book. And is there like a lesson or lessons that you're trying to get across to the children or to the parents?
I want children to, I want them to ask questions, mainly about the Bible, and it might help them, get a better understanding.
Awesome. And even though, this title is Dear Mr. Son, S-U-N, you can always look at it as Dear Mr. S-O-N. And I think that was very eye-catching, even as we read the book and looked at the pictures and actually the lesson that you're trying to get across. And like I said, Hope is a little quiet, but I see you got some little moves in there, Hope, you kind of just use to get the attention of all the audiences and try to get them to, think about some things, whether it's Dear Mr. S-U-N or Mr. S-O-N. Great. So what would you say to maybe any other young person? I know you have siblings, and so we won't just focus on your siblings, on what you might say to them. You might put it in a different form to your siblings. But what would you say to other kids or somebody even your age that would like to write a book?
I would say follow your dreams and never give up, and don't let anybody deter you from doing that.
Awesome, awesome. How old are you, Hope?
I am 22.
Wow. Yes. And no, you do not look 22, but I just think that's awesome that even at 22, you're still using your gifts to reach kids. So many times we always say, well, if I make it to the NBA or the WNBA or the NFL or something big, then we want to choose to go back and reach back. But this book is reaching. You're taking your gift and reaching down and pulling somebody else up and encouraging them as a young person, because 22 is still young, you know. So do you have any other books that you want to write, anything else that you like to do?
I am currently working on my next book, but
Wonderful.
yeah.
All right. And you don't want to tell us, do you?
No.
Good. It'll be a surprise. So that's awesome that you're just not stopping there. And I'm pretty sure, have you gotten any feedback from anyone that has read your book or anything like that?
Yeah, they said they really liked it.
Good, good. And I know that some students that I've talked to, there's been at least maybe 20 to 30 students that have your book. And actually, this book calls them to not only, look at the pictures, because most kids, when they're young, they'll look at the pictures. But as they read the book and as someone read it to them, I got information back that kids began to worship even through this book. And I just thought that was an awesome tool, because sometimes we think being behind a pulpit or singing songs can take people into worship. But this tool that you use to reach children calls them to really, think about different things that they've gone through and maybe the places, where they are now. Now, where did you go to school? Where did you go to school, and what type of studying did you do?
So I attended Mitchell Community College, and there I earned my associate's degree in digital media.
Digital media?
Yes.
Was that hard?
Some of it was hard, but the stuff that I liked wasn't that bad.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, I could tell that you got a little digital media going on. I could tell you know how to draw, which I can remember even when you were much, much younger than 22. And we've seen different pictures that you were drawing, even with fashion. So I know you still got some stuff down on the inside. I know you just kind of taking it slow, but I can remember seeing pictures when I would say you were like 7 years old, and you were drawing and coloring pictures and stuff. And sometimes you don't think, adults not paying attention to that stuff. But I remember even when you were that young. But I do want to tell you my favorite part of the book. All of it's great, but it's not really a page on here, but I remember reading this part, and it just touched home with me as an adult. It said, "The next day it was all wet and stormy. Clover was very disappointed because the clouds were blocking the sun and causing plenty of trouble. She did not let that stop her." Clover was very disappointed because of the clouds. And so many times, we as adults, we as people, we allow different things to deter us from what we feel like God has called us to do, or just different plans and goals that we have in life. And there's going to be days where the sun is not always going to shine. We will have cloudy days, we will have stormy days, and I like the way Clover, she became disappointed, and that lets us know that there is a human side of us regardless of the age. Whether you're 5, whether you're 15, 25, 35, whatever the age may be, there will be times that maybe we feel like that we get disappointed during cloudy times. But it said Clover, she didn't allow those clouds to, get her to the place of giving up. It blocked the sun. And it caused a little trouble. But Clover didn't give up. And I think, we have a lot of Clovers down on the inside of us that at times we get a little disappointed. But one thing that we do know that, not only if we trust God, but if we even, follow the lead of just being positive and staying focused, that all things are possible, and I see that firsthand even with you. And I must say that we are proud here at Christian Outreach. I think I can represent Christian Outreach of the Piedmont to say that we are very proud of you, Hope, and we look forward to many, many more, not only just books, but great things coming out of you. And we thank God for your parents, Pat and Charlena Tabor. We thank God for them because we know that they've sown a great godly seed down on the inside of you and your siblings, Grace and Micah. And I know that we look forward to seeing many, many more things come forth out of you, Hope, in years, not only years, but days to come. So we appreciate your book, Dear Mr. Sun, and we appreciate calling you author and illustrator, Hope Tabor.